I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Well, looking for, here we go. Got the Restream says I'm offline now suddenly, which is a bad sign, but Periscope says I'm online. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, let's dive in. Move this over here to where we don't want it. Dismiss an 800 number. Okay, the first thing I wanted to get to was today is Bring Your Work to Kids Day. Normally today would be, which I didn't know, of course, why would I know this? Because I only have 4 kids and I don't think I ever brought them to work. But normally today would be the 4th Thursday in April is the day when you're supposed to bring your kids to the office. So Mower, whatever the heck that is, I think an agency, decided to do Bring Your Work to Kids Day. So I'm going to call up my daughter, who is a little bit mildly interested in what I do with segmentation. We have a great model today. We did some new stuff for one of our clients to pivot their marketing by pivoting their customer segmentation, and actually built 2 models side by side for the people that are interested in, you know, I don't know, household items, personal care stuff, healthy stuff, I guess you'd say, and the rest of them. And so we'll get both of them. Will get the mail, but we give what we do is we allow different prioritization in between the 2 perspectives, so that we can go a little deeper. For example, in the people who are more likely to want something to disinfect their mail. That UV wand is something that I really want one of those. I should order one after the show. Anyway, so I'm going to run that by my daughter, and I'm going to try and explain to her what I do, because she's always kind of wanted to know. So we'll have a marketing class after this is over. Okay, here's another one, and I'm just going to it's like ugly. That's what the ad week looks like when you try to PEF it. But here's the ad live. And what Burger King did in South America is they, on their TV commercial, they put a QR code. And if you can catch it, you got to be kind of ready. I hope they run these more than once in a while. But you get a free Whopper, and we're 10,000 Whoppers. If you scan this one, it doesn't do it. But that's exactly the kind of thing that I've been talking about. Test it, for heaven's sakes, right? I don't know how you test this one exactly, except you could have a fake scan, just takes you to another place or something. I don't know. It's easier to test it in mail, because there you can change the black plate, put the QR code over a photo, and I encourage you to use the real QR codes. The whole idea of scanning every picture with people not realizing it's a QR code is dopey, because people won't realize it's a QR code. People aren't that into your catalog. The other thing I would say is this Burger King ad requires you to have the Burger King app. Stupid. I heard a case study from a cataloger who had a special app you had to download to see the product link on your phone from their catalog. And they made a big deal out of it, like the first 2 inside pages. And they got like nobody downloaded the app. Like 0. They changed their catalog, they reshot all the pictures, they did endless work. That is the height of stupidity. On the other hand, if you take a QR code and put it in a light area, so on this one, you could do it on the taco. You can't, if you want to just do the black plate change, or over here on this jug or whatever that is, a lamp, you don't want to just leave a white square where the QR code goes. I mean, you got to test this. But my guess is you could do a black plate QR code right here, and you could get it to work. Okay, because they are pretty resilient, and just stick it on there, and don't require a new app downloaded. Your phones now have it built in native, and just see what the conversion rate is for the ones. And don't tell me you can't figure out who got which. You just do a digit in the zip code. That's like 1/10 of your mailing, and you take a middle zip code, because at the end, we used to do odd and even, but then we found out there were more even zip codes than odd at the very last digit. So don't do that. But you can do an nth. You can say, well, we're going to do every zip code with a 2 in it in the third digit, and that'll get you like a tenth of your mailing. Put QR codes on it, and you don't have to do your whole catalog. Just do a couple of items. Something you think will sell, and see what the difference is. And you can track who bought it from what zip code, and you can see if it matters. See how easy this is? It's super easy. And you can see the direct impact on that item with that key code through time with zip code tracking. Super simple. I know I'm giving you too much free advice in this show. Free help. That's what consultants do. Okay, MailChimp. Oops, got to click back here. MailChimp acquires Reaction Commerce. I have no idea what Reaction Commerce is, and I don't care. But if you've got some cash laying around, you might want to start acquiring people like competitors. Because the economic climate doesn't matter as much as your relationship to your competitors. So if you think you can handle it, you might want to consider it. Now, I've known more companies go out of business doing acquisition than almost any other thing. The only other thing is building a big new headquarters, with the basketball court attached to the founder's office, or the sound studio in the basement for his saxophone licks. Anyway, but it's a time to be thinking about acquisition. There you go. Okay, cities are turning to vertical farms to keep their supply chains upright. Okay, vertical farms are big indoor facilities that cultivate plants using controlled temperatures. It's like indoor, yeah, it's of course controlled temperatures. Although you don't really need to have the air conditioning going all the time for plants. I don't think so. But you do have to keep them from freezing. So it doesn't have to be as precisely controlled as for humans, I don't think. I mean, greenhouses were either really hot or really cold, but not freezing. Okay, lighting. Yeah, you got to have lighting, LED lights, and you got to water the plants, but it doesn't take that much. Okay, so companies like Bowery Farming have seen a doubling in their business. They're racing to open new facilities. Okay, why? This is the really interesting part of this article, I thought. The trucking industry is overwhelmed. Farmers typically split their crops between... I don't know why the trucking industry is even relevant here too much, but this part is relevant. Farmers typically split their crops between restaurants and grocery stores. With the restaurant side of the supply chain shut down, it's difficult and expensive to pivot all the way into the other. Right, we got a whole... Yeah, right. So vertical farms promise an answer. Crop grown in big cities right near the stores that need them most. I thought it was really exciting to hear about Walmart and I think some others putting farms on their roof. Makes some sense. If you don't have a lot of, it's a different kind of solar. Think about it that way. Think about it as a solar use that doesn't require 24-hour production. The upfront cost of vertical farms is immense. Many vertical farms are opening, but very few are actually profitable. That's an FYI. Here was another interesting article. I have a friend in the UK who said that she couldn't get the grocery delivery slots. I didn't know what a grocery delivery slot is because we still can go to the grocery store, but apparently in the UK you have to get a slot where they can deliver it. You got to get a delivery slot before you can get a place an order. And so it turns out the bots are sucking up all the delivery slots, which stinks. Here it says some grocery bots are simple browser extensions that ping you when a slot opens up. That makes sense. Others are more sophisticated. They'll take you all the way to the checkout. Now, at the bottom of the article it says, but it might not solve the problem of buying 10 bunches of bananas when you only wanted 10 bananas. Depends a little on the grocery store. It's one of the problems with SKUs. Some are sold one way, some are sold another. But they give tech-savvy shoppers an upper hand over the Luddites, that's the ordinary people, and older folks. And I think that's what is happening in the UK. Sorry, that's what happens. Want to know how life in isolation has changed us? Look at the electricity data, which I thought was interesting. I wonder how deep they get. Not much. We're definitely not using as much electricity in the mornings. In New York City, electric use has fallen by 18% at 8 a.m. Not for me. I get up at the same time every day because I'm here to do this thing. Okay, also, power use at 2 to 5 is down even more sharply than it usually is. Don't know why that is. They didn't give a quantity. Probably that's nap time, although they said it might be the afternoon stroll. Evenings, yeah, we use a lot in the evenings, but we're staying up a little later, like an hour later in midnight. So that wasn't too interesting. But they mentioned that in New Delhi, they've got the cleanest air they've had since they kept track, because 11 of the 12 coal-fired power plants within a 185-mile radius of the capital city have gone dark. And car and construction pollution are way down, too. Yeah, you wonder if you could do the only downwind coal plants. Just alternate, depending on which way the wind is going to blow. Not sure. Anyway, it's getting harder to find crazy news, fun news, so we'll just leave it at that for today. Have a great day. Take your work to your kids today. Like and share. Your friends will think you're smart. Bye-bye.